Hey, this is Milz from America. We're back with another interview. I think this is interview number 31. I've been taking a few days off to prepare some wildcards, especially the world's wildcard, and we'll eventually get into the worlds and the people behind it, especially the person that we're about to interview. Very, very big role in all that. So, without further ado, we are interviewing
S from Denmark.
from Denmark. Jeez. Smask.
Exactly.
Smask.
Smask.
Smask. Smask.
My name is S, and I came up with S in 6th grade, which is 6 years ago around, I think. And basically what happened was that I switched school because I didn't like my first school. So I came to this new school where we were two people named the same. So my real name is Tobias, and there was also another Tobias, and therefore we had to have a way of differentiating us, so the teacher could, call us, and then not both of us would respond and stuff like that. So basically, my last name is Skåning, which starts with an S, and then you see where this is going. Over time, they started calling me Tobias S, which is my first name and then the first letter of my last name, and then my first name just slowly faded away, and then it just became S, and then I got used to it over a year, and then around that year after I started beatboxing, and then I had to choose a stage name, and that was what I was used to being called, and then S came. Grew up in Denmark, in Copenhagen, which is the biggest city in Denmark, and I grew up here. I lived here for 12 years before I started beatboxing. I live in almost in the middle of the city, so I live very close to the city center. It takes half an hour to walk to the city center, which is not a lot. Um, so I grew up here, and for my first 10 years of my life, I went to a school in a place called Nørrebro, which the school was called Lundehusskolen, which was fucking ass school. It's fucking awful. Uh, Everyone just hated each other. The teachers was bad. Everything was just bad. And then after those years in school, I decided that I wanted to switch school, and that is, as I said before, where S also appeared. In start 2015, the first Denmark's Got Talent happened. And in 2015, I was sitting in my living room, and then when the final got streamed on the television, I saw that, and I saw Thorsten. He just killed everyone. He was so much better than everyone else, and it was really surprising. And I just saw he was beatboxing, so I was like, I have to try that. Most of what people outside the beatbox community sees as beatbox is the very simple boots and cats with maybe a very bad PF snare, and that's basically what they've known their whole life. And then they just see someone just come at just they have this insane level that they've never seen before, and therefore I think that's why that people like Thorsten, Barry Wham, Sam Perry, they surprise so much at the events or shows like The Voice and Got Talent. As I said, I started beatboxing in early 2015, which is a little over 5 years ago. And I started, as I said, because I saw Thorsten win Got Talent. I was pretty lucky, I would say, because another guy in my street, he started beatboxing as well because of Thorsten, and it was in the same street, so we were really good friends before that as well. So we could basically practice every day together, and we were together every day almost, and we were just having fun beatboxing and leveling up together. And then I think that summer, so like 5 months after I started, maybe even like four, the Danish junior champs got announced, and I was 12 years old, so I was like, oh, that sounds sick. So I actually participated in the first Danish junior champs ever, and I got second place, which really surprised me. And I think that's one of the main things that's pushed me to keep going. Um, is the fact that I'm always ranking really high in live events and such. Yeah, so I showed up at this event. I met Thorsten. I met all these people who basically my idols since the last 7 months where I've been practicing. And they were all really nice. Like the beatbox community in general. I met Darnie. He was judging the Danish champs as well. So that was just an insane experience. And that's basically my background, I would say, in the solo career.
Nice. What is your solo beatbox style, if you have one, or are you just kind of like experimenting?
I think it's hard for me to put words on it. Right now, I put a lot of focus into having my percussion really clean. But other than that, I also want it really loud, and I want good structure as well. So some of the things I focus on a lot is having good structure and clean sounds at the same time. Um, which normally people who have really clean sounds, they more go for more techie routines where it's all just a lot of patterns and stuff. I go for mainly the structural parts of the routines. Yeah, and then yeah, use a lot of loud snares, and then some throat bass. I don't know.
Okay. What about tag uh, solo tag team and crews? Have you thought about that?
I am actually currently in a tag team with Yunus, but we haven't performed yet. So me and Yunus, we're gonna show up soon. Let's say that.
Nice.
And for crew, that doesn't live too many beatboxers like really close to me. That's on the level I would prefer to crew up with.
All right. Talk to us about your collab with Eunice. So like styles of that. Um, do you have a name for yourself?
Yeah, see. So we do have a name. It's probably gonna be a placeholder because it's a bit of a meme that happened on Discord. Because my name is S, and so one day we were just having fun in global chat on Beatbox community. People were like, S is for, I don't know, sport, because of the chess meme. S is for sauce. S is for all these stupid things, and then the sauce one just stuck with me. And then Yunus, for some reason, Mix Effects said one day, Yunus sounds like a horse name. Um, so because of that, we just decided to take two meme names, that is S for Sauce and Janis the horse, and then because of that, we are Sauce Horse, um, which is a complete meme at this point, but I think we're gonna stick with it. So, yeah, I think for our tag team, me and Eunice, we started tag teaming back in late 2018 at the Swedish champs. We were there just to watch, and we made another very weird routine. That was just completely freestyle. We were just having fun, and then as time passed, we just jammed more and more, us together, just making routines every now and then, having fun. So we've been tag teaming for a little over 1.5 years.
All right. So I remember back when I interviewed Eunice, and he gave a big shout out to Gnaben, and I noticed
Yeah.
that, and I wanted to ask. It seems like the more people I interview, and even just talk to online, I feel like, is it true that the Danish and the Swedish community are really close?
That is very true. Us Danes, we go to pretty much every Swedish event there is, and the Swedish guys goes to basically every Danish event there is. Um, so basically, because we us Danish, the Danish community, mainly Rawclaw, those guys, they helped set up the Swedish community for them. They were the guys who pushed them to create this community that they have now. And because of that, we just always like been very good friends with them because we've since I was in the community, they've always been here. And so yeah, we just always been good friends, having fun together, you know. So yeah, we're really close, I would say.
And if I came to like a car or a train, I take it that it's probably like the next closest set of people that you could physically go to.
Yeah. Since I live in Copenhagen, Sweden is basically like over on the other side of the water, and like the sea here is like 15 kilometers, so it's like really close Sweden. So for me, it takes 3.5 hours with bus or car, and then I'm at the main city in Sweden where all the beatbox stuff happens. So I live really close to them, and they of course live very close to us. Since we hold the Danish champs most of the time in Copenhagen, where I live, they also have a very easy access to the Danish champs if they want to come.
All right. So you pretty much knocked out most of my next question, which was going to be your experience with the Danish community in real life and online.
Oh, yeah. So, something I would like to say is that the Danish community is it's I would say it's way closer, like friendship wise, than a lot of the other communities is. A lot of us beatboxers in Denmark, we can go together, like just randomly be like on a Saturday, be like, "Yo, guys, do you want to go to the city, drink a beer together?" We do that. Like 10 people would show up. We're like really good friends, and it's just a very welcoming community. Um, for the online scene, since the Danish community is still really small and pretty new, the online scene is not that big yet. That is almost me, Yunus, and a few other guys just pushing it a lot.
Okay. Yeah, and Eunice and Buzz, especially Eunice, gave me his whole history of the Danish community of how like people don't know that it was one of the first. So yeah.
Well, technically, it's one of the first, since we had our first Danish championship in 1995, which is really long time ago. But the thing is that after that Danish championship, not much happened until 2013, 2012, I think, where it really started to pick up again, and then since that year, it's just been going full power
Yeah,
forwards.
yeah, it seems like 2012, 2013, even like 2014 was like a big revival. I don't know if it was just a mix, which coincidentally is when Instagram launched in like 2012. It seems like I don't know. It seems like between 2012 and 2014, I feel like not just the Danes, not just the Danish, but I feel like the whole world just kind of like when it came to YouTube and online. I don't know. Am I right?
Uh,
I don't know.
I don't think it has much to do with the Instagram, since our Instagram is still really small. But it's definitely a possibility that the fact that we had a YouTube and social medias in general ready for right when the community basically started off. We basically have had videos since the first Danish champs. So we've just always been like really far ahead on the social media side. Um, I think that's part of it, at least.
All right. Okay. All right. So are there any projects or things that you're doing right now with your Oh, I totally forgot to ask about your loop. Kind of what got you into loop station? As I understand, you're relatively newer at that. So if you want to kind of talk about your journey of going from
Yeah, of course.
of solo, like of course you still solo beatbox, but and then tags. If you want to kind of transition us into the RC 505, like did you start with the 505 when it came to looping? Um, did you like start with a chaos pad or something?
Yeah, see. So basically, my very good friend who was living on the same street, he had a loop station. All the way in 2015 when we started, he got one like really early. And he was looping, and we were just having fun with that one. Then for my birthday, the year after, I uh, I decided to get myself one, and then I got one. That was in 2016, so I've had my loop station for 4 years now. But I never really took it serious. I've always had the loop. I've always enjoyed having just fun with it, but I've never really sat down and spent a lot of time making these loop tracks. Spending time with yeah, all these effects, learning the effects, stuff like that, because I am a solo beatboxer. That's what I'm best at. That's what I enjoy the most. So yeah, I've just most of the time just sat down every now and then, just had fun with the loop station, and then taking it from there.
Excellent. Okay, now the question I was going to ask that I forgot to ask about the 505. So, what kind of like projects or things are you working on now? Whether it's loops, solo beatbox. You already discussed tag teams, so we'll skip that part. But are there any wild cards or things that you're kind of doing now?
Of course, I'm always working on new routines. I'm always trying to push myself to come up with new wildcards, the ideas, both for online worlds, but I'm always looking way forwards and just getting ready for GPP ilums, for GPP wildcards, because it's better to be prepared so you actually have a chance of participating or getting through. Um, yeah, I'm also right now pushing myself a lot for the Danish champs, because I'm 2 times Danish vice champion. So this year I really want to do something special, trying to see if I can take the first place.
And you look pretty young, like 16.
I'm 18. 18.
Oh, 18. Okay. Okay. All right. Two times Vice. Nice. Nice. Okay. Um, what about uh producing? Do you do any producing like FL Studio, Logic? And if so, are there any like albums or just kind of some singles that you have right now?
I do produce music in FL Studio, but I mainly use FL Studio to help me learn more about the music theory, about rhythm, about pitch, about chords and stuff. So I can use that in my beatbox routines, to test out basic stuff about the yeah, chords, as I said, both for my looping and for my solo career. So if I have this idea about a song I want to take, I try to cover, put it in FL Studio, analyze it in there. I try to figure out how I should do the thing. That's mainly what I use FL Studio for. I don't have an album coming. I don't have any solos. I wouldn't say I'm good enough for that yet. It might be coming soon. No one knows, but as of now, there's nothing. No.
Okie dokie. All right. What about teaching? This is a segment that I didn't have it as organized as with previous people, so you're now the second person that I want to ask do a segment just on teaching. So, like whether it's private lessons, some group beatbox lessons, going to like some universities and working with like choirs, doing like some cool workshops. Talk to us about education and like outreach.
Yeah. So I am actually a beatbox teacher, which is it's funny you ask. I mainly teach younger kids from the age 10 and then upwards. I go to their place. I teach them beatbox. Then it's solo lessons. I prepare them for all sorts of things. Mainly the competitions they want to participate in. I am, as I said, I focus a lot on structure and just mainly all these things. So it's I think it's good for the people I'm teaching, at least when they're like really young, to like see how the whole thing works with how you prepare for championships. I'm trying to set them up for success at these championships, both by helping them create routines, but also just helping them create sounds, stuff like that, and learn new stuff, patterns, everything basically. Um, and every now and then I'd also do help acquire or two. That has happened before, but that's not anything I do that often.
All right. Well, that's awesome that you give back. I'm always into like giving back, especially because I'm still a full-time music teacher. So, yeah, great. Okay. Now let's get to the meaning behind the shirt that you are currently wearing. Take us. Explain it.
So the shirt that I'm currently wearing is it's the logo for the online world championships, which will happen in the August 15th on the Beatbox community Discord server, which I am very glad to be a part of. Yeah, it's gonna be probably the biggest online event ever. Um, and we're gonna have some sick judges, some sick participants, some sick showcases, some sick prizes. Yeah, it's just gonna be overall really sick. There's already been released some very sick wildcards as well. Like Christoph released a very sick one. KB just dropped on yesterday. For the solo category, there's always already the winners of the battles, which is people like Inertia, Minko, all these really good beatboxers, and then there's River, Article, Vocoder, sorry, uh, and all these people who's already qualified. It's just gonna be a very sick event. Yeah, discord.gg/beatbox. Okay, so as I said, I met Decoy at SBX Camp in 2017. So I've known him for a while. And then around December that year, he invited me to the server. He was like, "Yo, come join us, have the jam with us." I joined, and ever since then I've just been on and off. I think around a year ago, um, I started to become very active with Yunus and Buzz. Every jam, doing all these things together, and then in I think it was October, I participated in my first battle on the online scene, where I ranked second place again. I'm really good with second places, if you didn't know already. I lost to Biscuit in the final 2-1, which I'm still very proud of. That was a really good tournament. It was really fun. We feel it, make a show it. Wait again, we feel it, make a show it. Feel it, make a show it. Wait again, feel it, make a show it. Then break the beat. Break the beat, we feel it. Break, show it. Put again, we feel it. Break, show it. Feel it. Break, show it. Put again, we feel it. Break, show. Then break the beat down. down. And that is all I got right now. Thank you, Milz. Shout out, as you said, to Gneben and Rocklaw for having amazing communities. Both of them pushed me a lot. They made it possible for me to meet a lot of other people, level up a lot. Then shout out to Yunus, of course, for being my tag team partner, my partner in crime, the dude I ask for everything every day. Yeah, shout out to Decoy as well for Beatbox community. And then shout out to Milz for letting me come here today. S from Denmark. Smask and Ish, both of them. Smish. That's a good one.